Hi everyone, it's Dr. Lalitaa here. Today's video is all about no. Yes, no. It's not taking no personally. So when someone says no, or when you feel like the doors have closed, that doesn't mean that you give up. That does not mean that you stop. Because somewhere subconsciously, it's triggered an emotional reaction within you. It's triggered an emotion where you feel like, oh, okay, so I'm not good enough. Or so all that work that I put in, it means that the other person hasn't acknowledged it, or they don't see that, or they don't see the vision I do. And instantly it can deflate us. It can make us feel really, really crap. It can make us feel quite rejected. It can make us feel quite saddened. So there's a lot of different emotions that can come up for any individual when we hear no, or when we hear, or we're so hyped up, we're so excited about something, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do it, and then there's a no, or the door's closed for us. And we're trying to move forward. We're trying to understand. And it's like, oh, okay, but that might be the first hurdle. The second hurdle, what's the second hurdle? What's the third hurdle? The fifth hurdle? We can keep going through all these different tunnels, and each time there's a no. And you know what? It is deflating. I'm not going to deny that. It can be deflating. It can feel really sad. It can feel frustrating. It can feel annoying. But you don't give up, because as soon as you give up, you don't know what's going to come up next. You don't know what's going to happen. And this is where it's your mindset that you're working with. But your emotions, remember, come from your mindset. So if we're having a thought of, what's the point in this? We're going to feel deflated. We're going to feel like on edge. We're going to feel anxious. Everyone is going to feel something different. The sadness, the loneliness, all the different feelings that you're getting from like, oh, but I sacrificed this and I sacrificed that and I didn't get to see my friends and I didn't get to do this, and all of these different thoughts. So you're in a sort of vicious cycle of going round and round and round, and I've spent this much money and I've done this and this is what I haven't been able to do. And we basically dig ourselves deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and we're just like, you know what? I'm not going to bother again. Now, your mind is going to try and protect you from not feeling these emotions, because your mind is there to protect you and it's there for survival. So right now it's like, we don't want to feel this again. So you know what? Let's not go there. Let's not bother doing this again. So you won't bother doing it. But actually, that could be a very successful business. That could be a very amazing contract. That could be, if you keep pursuing for something, you don't know what's going to happen. So it's for you to be like, right, okay, there's been a no here, but not give up. Because that is the moment of success there for you, versus you not being successful, or you not reaching where you want to reach. So it's like, right, okay, what can I do? But also, remember, subconsciously, it's keeping you in your comfort zone. If you step out of your comfort zone and you've had the no, it's like, oh, I don't want to go there again, because you've stepped out in new territory. And now it feels like, oh my God, I'm quite like sort of vulnerable. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I don't know what I should be doing here. And you come back to your comfort zone. So let me give you an example. Someone who's left a 9-to-5 job to start their own career. They've gone down the path of starting their own career. They're not getting the money that they want within the first few months. This becomes very, very pressurized now. And then they carry on and they're just like, no, I can't do this. They're sacrificing everything. They're not having fun like they used to have. They're not with their friends anymore. This feels quite lonely, quite isolated, quite saddened by what's going on. So they start comparing themselves with other people. Look at everyone else. They're so happy. Everyone else seems to be more successful in the work that they're doing as well. Why can't I do it? Maybe this isn't me. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I need to go back to doing my 9-to-5. And then they'll go back to doing their 9-to-5. Rather than pivoting in their business. Rather than trying to understand what's going on here. Trying to understand their mindset. Trying to manage their emotions. During entrepreneurship and during your own business, being a leader, being a manager, being an employee, it's so important that you understand your emotions. Because your emotions, they come from our thoughts that we have. They are an inside to, or a connector to our thoughts. Once we get to our thoughts, we understand, we can get deeper into our values, into our beliefs, in understanding why we're seeing the world the way that we are. And then we can change, we can pivot, we can get to a place where we feel grounded, where we get to do all the things that we want to do in life, rather than focusing on the things that we're not doing, or focusing on a fear of failing or a fear of rejection. Because this fear that we have, it can create anxiety. It can make us feel physiological emotions of us thinking what could happen. And by doing that, we run off into the unknown, into something that hasn't happened. But by doing that also, it means that we're seeing something that hasn't happened, but our body is feeling like it is there and it wants to protect us. So it's like, no, we're not going to do it. So you're missing opportunities sometimes in this situation because you're afraid of what might happen. And that stems back down to you understanding your emotions, you understanding why you're feeling what you're feeling, and having the tools to be able to do that. Because you don't want to be working with a coach or a therapist for the rest of your life. You want to be able to take the tools, learn how to communicate with yourself, understand why you are the way you are, why you're feeling what you're feeling, and really processing these emotions until you start doing it on autopilot and you're like, okay, It's like when we start to drive initially. It can be very difficult. It can be very challenging. It's like, I've got to look at all these mirrors. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. And it can feel quite sort of like overwhelming. But as you progress, after you pass your test, you may stall. And it's like, okay, I'm not just going to sit here and now and be like, forget this. I'm never going to drive again. It's like, no, we turn the car back on and we carry on driving. And that's success. That's you moving forward. That's you acknowledging, okay, I've stalled now. This is how I maybe not stall, by doing my clutch like this, or do this. Maybe when you're on a hill, you have not the clutch. What is it? The why has it gone from my head? The handbrake. I got it. You have the handbrake on. So when you have the handbrake on, the car, it's not going to roll down. So all of these things are really, really important. It's the pivot. We need to pivot in life to be able to make small changes, to really, really just reach our version of success, reach our version of happiness. Because ultimately we're here in life, we're here, and it's just amazing to be here. But what you do with your life, the choices you make, they will stem from your emotions. So it's to be mindful of these emotions. So another tip that I'll give you, journaling, reflect. When you make choices, process it, write it out, be like, right, okay, why am I making this choice? Even if you just want to doodle, or if you want to do like some bullet points or some spider diagrams, however you want to do it, but you're visually seeing it and you're processing it in 3 different ways, because you're thinking about it, you're writing it out, and then you're looking at it. And then because you're doing that, you're processing rather than it just sitting up here and going round and round. You're visually seeing it. So what I'm going to do then, I want you to go away with that tip. With that tip, if there's anything else that you think works, doesn't work, let me know. Just ask away. I'm here to help. I want to answer any questions that you may have. So please feel free to ask. And even if you have any tools that you want to share that have worked really well with you managing your emotions, share them, because we're here to share. It's a great platform to just learn from one another. So on that note, I am going to wish you well. Have an amazing, amazing day, and speak with you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.